everyone. Welcome to the Felicity, Optimist versus Cynic podcast with us, your hosts, Melissa and Fish. This is a Felicity rewatch podcast. We'll watch an episode each week and join you here to talk about it. And a reminder, there could be spoilers that we mention as we talk about this episode because it's not a spoiler-free podcast. Okay, so we've said that piece, not spoiler-free. I am Melissa, and I'm here with my scientific co-host, Fish. Fish, How are you doing today?
I am actually pretty good today. I'm awake. I got sleep. And this was an episode.
There was.
Yeah.
It was an episode of Felicity.
It was. Absolutely.
Yeah. Which
100%.
one was it, you might be asking? Season 4, episode 4, Misconception. So this one originally aired October 31st, 2001, which is a little bit weird to me because I feel like we have Halloween-ish moments in the next episode. So what happened here from a timeline standpoint, I'm not sure. But October 31st, 2001, it was. It was directed by Keith Samples, and it was co-written by Laurie McCarthy and Josh Rhimes. The episode description is, as Felicity reluctantly gears up for her beauty pageant debut, something else that could severely impact her life comes to light. A home pregnancy test is positive. Noel, meanwhile, decides to take a job as a guidance counselor at his alma mater, which also makes him Ben's counselor. Okay, so that's what they gave us. All right, Fish, where do we start?
At the beginning.
Sure. At the beginning, which is Felicity holding a Clear Blue test. This episode brought to you by Clear Blue.
Yes, which apparently gives false positives. So I can't imagine that they got paid for that.
That's true.
Yeah. I did notice that her bathing suit matched the pregnancy test color.
Oh, that's nice.
That was on purpose or not, but I did that. That's what I wrote down.
Yeah, she's not taking the test. She's showing it to the audience. Hey, yes. I think I might need this. But I don't really feel like doing it right now. And she's trying on a bathing suit because she's trying to figure out what she's going to wear for the pageant. And Javier seems to be her coach. And he's like, okay, that one piece that covers your entire body is great, but you might want to try something a little stringier.
Yeah. And he's not the only one that's going to think that.
Yeah. Elena's going to come in, and Javier is going to inform Elena about the pageant, which she didn't know about before. And Elena's going to laugh. Not the only person in this episode who's going to have that reaction. She just can't really picture it. But the refrain keeps coming in. There's an academic pride.
Yes.
It's always the defense of the whole initiative. But Elena gets on board. She's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to have to agree with the wearing something stringy plan.
Yes.
I think that Elena in this episode kind of is the Elena I know, where initially she's like, what? This isn't worthy of you. And then she's like, no. Actually, let's get serious about it. Let's game plan. Let's do this. Like in a later scene, I feel like she's really taking it on board to like analyze the situation. And
yeah, she's helping coach her.
Yeah. So that rings true for me.
I actually enjoyed what they did with Elena in this one. I think they actually put her in the main plots, and they had her be both Elena at times and so like harsh Elena and supportive Elena, and yeah, I think they utilized her well.
Okay.
That's not always the case for Elena.
Oh, really? I feel like it's less often the case than we want it to be, really. But yeah, they're showing some different sides of her here. Well, we're going to go to the Miss Sunrise surprise orientation. There's a woman who's sort of like the pageant director who's giving them all the rundown of what's going to happen. We're going to practice the opening number. We're going to do a photo shoot. Got to get your hair and makeup ready. This person is going to sort of keep walking us through the different steps of this pageant.
Yeah. So they're going to send Felicity off to get her hair and makeup done. And wow, does that guy do her hair and makeup?
Yeah.
Personally, I felt like it was drag queen chic. I don't know if you had a different opinion, but that is what that's what she looked like to me.
You know, this episode, I I feel like the instruction for Carrie Russell is Felicity is asleep at the wheel in life. Felicity looks numb to everything.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time with this episode because they make this big choice around a pageant and she looks dead. Like she walks through every scene like she's just not, she's like totally checked out.
Well,
So
you
they
would
show
be.
us, and I do think to a degree it makes sense because like
She thinks she might be pregnant.
she thinks she might be pregnant, and before that she felt really lost, and like it's an off balance time in her life, but it's borderline uninteresting to watch. So when you put her in these
Hmm.
situations, um, it's weird because they show you what she looks like in the mirror. And it's this sort of like comedic reveal of she's got this huge hair.
Yeah.
She's really done up, but she looks so checked out that I'm like, it's hard for it to read as funny to me because I'm just like yawning.
I
It's this weird thing that's happening for me. I don't know if you're having that same sort of reaction right now.
am not. I thought it was hilarious. They turn
Okay.
her around and her hair is huge and it's got so much uh, height, and there have been many bottles of hairspray, and her makeup is so thick. And then her makeup artist or hair stylist or both tells her to stick hemorrhoid cream around her eyes,
Mhm.
and I cracked up. Because she gave herself this look in the mirror, like, what is this? Like,
Mhm.
what? She seemed shocked, and
Mhm.
I also felt shocked. And then we get the added benefit of her making friends with this girl Sarah, who I really liked, you know?
Yeah.
So Sarah's sitting next to her, and she just kind of looks at Felicity and is like, "Oh, like first timer. Here's what you do.
Mhm.
Tell him to tone down the hairspray and don't put any eye makeup on, or at least eyeshadow." And she's helping her out. I found Sarah to be just, I don't know, a really great character.
Yeah,
And
I
then they're
liked
gonna pull Javier
Sarah.
in.
Sarah, this actress is Monica Arnold. Um,
Right.
but her IMDb just says Monica, but then it says Monica Arnold. So
Oh,
she's much more looking at her credits. She's like way more into music. And in fact,
I mean,
she's
she has a
probably a big
gorgeous
star.
voice.
Hold on a second.
I mean, she's not Monica. Like, she's not the 90s Monica.
I'm not prepared to confirm that because there's so many credits of her music videos that she might be. Because this exactly the conversation I was just having with myself. And American singer, that boy is mine. Yeah, she's Monica.
She's Monica.
Think she's Monica. Listeners, We're stumbling in the dark here because we're trying to decide if she's Monica, but I think she might be. And you could pause the podcast and write us a little message here to confirm one way or the other. But I'm telling you right now, her songs, "The Boy Is Mine,"
I mean,
that,
that was Monica.
yeah. So this is Monica, okay? Monica Arnold. No wonder, huh?
I mean, she had a gorgeous voice, but like, I don't know. I guess I
Yeah,
don't
1991
remember.
to 2000 Miss Thing and the Boy Is Mine. So she was already big when they yeah, she
Maybe
was
she
already
was
a big
trying to
deal.
move into acting or something. And
I guess so. I mean, I thought she did well. I thought
yeah,
if they were trying to move her into a new space, it seems like she had done a hell of a lot of music videos at that point already. But this is
yeah. I
a
mean, she
prominent
and
role.
Brandy were just taking off.
Yeah. So there you have it. Um,
Angel of Mine.
I mean,
I've
she'd had some acting credits. She'd done a couple episodes of Beverly Hills 90210 before this. Um,
ah.
but most of her acting credits, she's got a couple, like a movie or two here and there, but most of it is music videos. So yeah, I thought she really held her own here. I was endeared by her. I thought she grounded an ungrounded episode as much as one could. Um,
I was
so,
expecting her to stab Felicity in the back throughout most of it, but then turned out
but she was Monica,
super
and they didn't
nice.
want to mess with her brand
Yeah.
that much. So, you know.
Well, I mean, God, I loved her albums
Yeah, well,
and her
did you also
videos.
love her? So she makes a point that she's done 8 pageants, or this is her 8th pageant, and she does it because she's a singer and she gets to do the talent portion and maybe get discovered.
Yeah.
So, it's all lining up for us. It's all coming together.
But
So
Javier's not having it. Javier was on my wavelength. He eyes this friendship, the startup of a friendship, and he's like, no, no, these girls are killers, and
yeah,
you're just naive,
yeah.
you know?
And he's really
They're
scoping out the competition. And we're going to get an example of that. We're going to get the person that I called Bitchy Girl for almost the whole episode until
me
they finally
too.
named her.
Yes,
Um,
I just called her bitch throughout all
yeah.
of my notes until
Her
I was
name
like,
is
oh, it's
actually
Denise.
Denise. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we don't find that out until the tail end of the episode. But her opening, the first we really see of her is her complaining that somebody, stole her brush, or that Felicity stole her brush and
Felicity.
used it.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, now I have to clean all your hair out." And you just know where she's headed.
Yeah.
They keep her on brand for the whole thing.
hmm and I think she's the one who Javier, when he scoped everybody out, he was like, you are the most beautiful, Felicity. Like, absolutely. Everyone here, like, doesn't hold a candle to you, except for this one girl. There's this one girl, and she's really gorgeous, and I wonder if he was talking about Denise at that point.
Yeah, he probably was. And I think, just for the sake of, because we named Monica, we also should name this as Tracy Scoggins, who's playing Denise, who actually has quite a lot of sort of sci-fi. It's Babylon 5, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Crusade, Lois
Wait,
and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, 21 episodes. She's been in some stuff.
but is she Tracy Tracy?
I don't know if anybody's Tracy. Yeah. So she's done some things, and she made an appearance in one episode of this show.
All
So there you have
right.
it. That's the people of the pageant. Um, I think my favorite part of this episode is the continued appearance of Bob Clendenin as the guidance
I,
counselor.
I knew you were going to love that.
He really raises the bar for me in this episode. So Noel has found his way to this guidance counselor's office, even though he is not a student at this college anymore. But he's just so desperate. Like, he just
Yeah.
needs a line on a job. The guidance counselor is like trying to help him think about that, but then he's very, very obviously and quickly starts angling for like, people
Yeah.
always need help, like guidance, like my job.
Right. Yes. Mr. Norman, right?
Hmm.
Mr. Norman, the
I believe
guidance
so.
counselor, is leaving. And with the tanking, .com industry tanking, Noel doesn't really have, I guess, many other options at this point. And Mr. Norman points out, look, you get to see all the jobs before everyone else.
Hmm.
And Noel thinks that this might be a conflict of interest to steal the students' jobs, but
Mr. Norman's like, that's
apparently,
so sweet. That's so
yeah,
nice of you to think about your students ahead of yourself. I
used
used
to
to
be
be
like
like
that.
that for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Remember those days?
I mean, it was probably post mailroom,
Hmm.
but pre, what I
Whatever the next thing
assume.
is.
Yeah, I assume he's moving on up, maybe to the chancellor's office, perhaps.
Who's to say? I
Yeah.
feel like there's probably a coffee shop on campus that needs some support. He's a manager. Yeah. So I think it's the next scene with him that just cracks me up, but I just enjoy the setup of this where he's like, I don't know why you're in my office, but you're an opportunity for me. Um,
It was fated.
something about that was magical. um, and now I need to apologize to you because I completely forgot that these scenes happen. We do get some more with Megan's story with her parents. I totally forgot about this.
Hey, me
We're
too.
for some reason Megan thought it would be a good idea to take Walter to Epstein Bar. I like of all the places, like of all the people I can't imagine being in Epstein Bar, Walter ranks really high on that list.
And they probably don't have a huge clientele of vampires, but you know,
Got at
he
least one.
he's got, they've got one. And I feel like they also didn't have another set. So look, it was either Epstein Barr or Dean and DeLuca. And
Hmm.
between the two, I feel like it was easier to have this conversation in Epstein Barr.
They did like a nicer restaurant with John Ritter. They did a nicer restaurant in season one where Felicity
Yeah,
finds out about Hannah. They've done other locations, but
not this time.
the Walter
This
wasn't
time,
good enough for that.
budget was low. It
Yeah.
was Epstein Barr. And
Yeah.
this, okay, you're gonna have to, I want to know what you feel about this scene because I, I was completely thrown by Walter in this
Okay.
scene. I
Okay.
do not understand him. I don't feel like this is uh, consistent. So help me out here.
Okay. Well, he he keeps it really boilerplate. They're not trying to give a lot of like motivation to Walter here. He's just like, yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Both
If you want to be
personally,
married, we're cutting we're serious. Like
yeah, but
we
it's
meant it.
both personally and financially.
Yeah.
That's the part that, like, I don't understand because he then is acting like he cares. He's like, we're going to cut you off personally and financially. And if he was doing it for control, like, I I just I don't feel that from him.
Maybe.
If he
So
was doing it,
any interpretation I can give you is going to be a totally made up interpretation in my head because I don't think that they really give us like enough backstory with Walter. So my interpretation will be, I think, um, there's a status thing going on in his world where it's not necessarily about controlling Megan or love. It's like, no, this just can't be in my world. So, like, if what you're looking for is this lifestyle, this doesn't mesh. Like it's almost like a self-protective sort of like okay, well then you're just going to have to be the daughter that went off on her own because my world has to look like this.
Yeah,
Um
I guess that makes the most sense of anything I could think of
like
because
the
that,
name John Eisendrath gets floated later, and I
yeah,
think on the one hand he's a lawyer who could
yeah.
help create the well, who could help execute a divorce, but also uh we find out from Megan that that's actually who Walter wants her to be with.
Well, I think he says it right here. He's like,
Okay.
I want to set you up with this guy, and Megan's like, I'm married.
Yeah. Oh, in that scene, I interpreted as I want you to go to this lawyer for a divorce. And then when Megan, you rolled it all into one thing, sounds like.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if he was saying, I want you to go for a divorce, I feel like Megan would have had to say, I want to stay married, rather than I'm married. Like, I'm not
Hmm.
going to date somebody else. I, like, I'm married. And we find out that, like, he's been trying to set her up with this guy for years.
Yeah.
Like, this is sort of his version of a, what is it called? When you are like
Arranged
engaged.
marriage.
Yes, an arranged
Yeah,
marriage.
I mean, that definitely tracks, which is why I think for me, I mean, it's less about Walter's love for his daughter or not love for his daughter or control like we would maybe see with Felicity's dad. For me, it's just like, no, what our world looks like, Megan, is you get married to John Eisendrath. And if you're not getting married to John Eisendrath or somebody of that ilk, you can't actually be a part of that world anymore. And I'm happy to sacrifice that so that I can continue to be part of that world. So I
Yeah,
guess it just felt like you're either with me or not with me. Like, I know they just didn't give us a lot else with him.
I guess so. Yeah, I was trying to read more into it maybe than there was.
I don't
Pretty much
know.
it's just he doesn't care about her. Ouch.
Yeah, I guess that's sort of what it's boiling down to for me, huh? Like it's just yeah, it's the society that I need to be part of and I'll take it or leave it with you as my daughter. Like that's that.
Yeah.
And so
I
no
mean,
matter how many great Sean ideas she shares, he's like still not the point.
well, I mean, I guess what threw me off a little bit is he did couch it in the terms of, you know, all your friends are going to be married to people who can support them, and you're going to be stuck with this bum with, tons of ideas that never go anywhere. Um, and it seemed like he cared about her future, which is why I was thinking he was going with a tough love approach. But then when he says, like, are you ready to make the sacrifice? It was so, like, non-emotional,
Yeah.
that I think you're right. It just doesn't seem to say anything other than,
I
like,
don't see how
I
we can
don't.
do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, it tracks with his heritage.
Hmm.
He's been this way for thousands of years. He's not going to change now.
Hmm.
And Megan, I feel like she says a lot with her body language in this scene.
Hmm.
She's got her head down. She's like feeling uncomfortable. Like she seems kind of cowed by her father for most of it. I mean, she does say, like, I'm married, but I could tell this, this is going to cause a problem. Like, she's going to take some of this in, and it's going to cause a problem.
I guess it just makes me wonder even more about like what happened in the sort of you know in the last episode when she gives Sean the fathers and sons book and she's like, a couple years ago I showed up as
Right.
Megan instead of Maggie. And I I do wonder now that we're seeing this Walter, this moment with Walter, I don't know that her showing up as herself would have flown,
Flown.
like
No,
but I
I
guess he
agree.
was allowing concessions for that. I think maybe the mom was softening things a bit.
Or he could have written it off as a phase since she wasn't around much.
Hmm.
But like when she gets married, I mean, this is someone they're going to have to bring into society with them
Yeah. Yeah.
or not,
And I will
apparently.
say, again, I didn't even remember that we get these scenes. So I don't know how much more of this storyline we're really going to get because I feel like there is going to be more of a partnership component with Megan and Sean. And I think maybe this helps lead us there. But in terms of like more scenes with her parents, I do know for sure that we're going to get an episode where her mom is going to come in and we're going to meet Megan's sister. And
That'll be
and
interesting.
the relationship between Megan and her mom is downright workable
Okay. All right.
in that episode. Um, could it be that they've disowned her and they have those conversations? It could be, but it is a very functional dynamic that she seems to have with her mom.
I mean, Walter is very clear here. They're cutting her off personally,
Yeah.
not just financially. So if she then has a relationship with her mother personally, something else is going on.
I don't know if there's like evidence of extended communication between her mom and her prior to that episode in that episode, but I do think that it's a scenario where her mom needs to be called in. Megan is comfortable to do it. Megan is comfortable to have conversations with her mom about why she's calling her in. She is okay with having a heart to heart with her. Her mom's receptive to it, and it doesn't read to me as a mom who has been
Doesn't
ordered by
care.
the Empire Walter not to have any communication with Megan. So
Hmm.
we're just gonna have, but again, I didn't remember any of this happened. So who knows what other sorts of scenes got blocked out of my memory. Um,
Finally, I'm not the only one who doesn't remember. Now we're
yeah, I
both
mean, it
flying
turns out there's
blind.
gonna be some moments here that are like really uh, falling into like a gap space. But that's the journey. That's the journey we're on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
okay. Well, let's go to the apartment, the ladies' apartment, where Elena is now taking on sort of like a game planning, sort of let's figure this out role for Felicity with the pageant.
Mm-hmm. And Felicity is lost looking at her day planner,
Yes.
trying to figure out how late she is.
Yeah, she's so distracted, and Elena can tell that she's distracted, and then she just comes out and tells Elena that she's late.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what's on her mind.
Yeah. And Elena was very supportive.
Mm-hmm.
She asked all the right questions. Have you taken a pregnancy test? I mean, you know, you should probably take three. Just saying. One, clearly not the way to go.
With clear blue,
Yeah.
that was what we're learning here.
It was
So,
not that clear, even though it may have been blue.
is
That
that the
clear
name of
blue.
the company, or is it Clear Blue Easy?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe they made this company up, but made it look an awful lot like I don't think they could do that. I don't think they could do that. I think it's too many of the same words. I think there'd
Yeah.
still be a licensing issue. So, yeah, Elena encourages Felicity to take the test now, but we're gonna just hold off on that for a minute and come back to that scene because first
Yep.
we need to get one with Sean and Megan.
Yeah. And Sean is attempting to make shrimp yogurt. Not one of his better ideas. He does have some ideas in here that I love.
Mhm.
Shrimp yogurt is not one of them.
And he's
Or as
currently
I may say,
blending.
he is blending. I am calling it Schrogert, and it is a bad, bad idea.
Yeah.
Although I
Yeah.
will say that I thought salmon and cream cheese would be a bad idea. It seems like that would be a bad idea. It's actually fantastic. Like smoked salmon cream cheese on a bagel makes sense, I guess, because you put cream cheese and smoked salmon on a bagel, and then people eat
Yeah.
that.
I think sometimes these ideas that sound gross work better if you kind of flex your mind around a change in the main ingredient. Like I remember there when I was growing up on Long Island, there was this place where we would often get bagels, and sometimes we would get there was this place that had like cool fancy cream cheeses. And I loved they had this chocolate chip cream cheese
Hmm.
that was
They're chocolate
so
chip bagels.
delicious. And you could just like eat it without anything. And I remember saying chocolate chip cream cheese to some people and then being like, ew. And I was like, but it's like sweeter. It's not, it doesn't, it's cream cheese, but it has like a vanilla-ish flavor.
But imagine, like, there are chocolate chip bagels, and then
Hmm.
put cream cheese on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never understood why it was so confusing to people, but I had more than one person be like, that sounds gross. It was like, well,
yeah,
picture that it's not just the way you think cream cheese tastes, but it's like a little bit more sweet instead of savory.
yeah.
And like and it becomes like a dessert spread almost.
Look,
And
maybe I have misjudged Sugar, because when I think about it, if I were to have shrimp and I were to dip a shrimp in tzatziki,
okay,
I think that would be good.
right? I think you kind of have to wrap your mind around it in a new way. You can't be thinking about like vanilla yogurt. It has
Yeah.
to be like a plain yogurt, or it has to be like something that has a savory taste to it already.
Hmm.
And then I guess it starts to
All
add a
right,
new dimension.
yeah, we're gonna put this out to you listeners. Uh, Shrimp yogurt, disgusting or maybe delicious? What do we think? What
Curious
do
for
we
your
think?
thoughts. Yes, feel free to jump in with that. Megan's thoughts. She doesn't like the idea, but not for the reasons we're discussing. She's like,
No,
A, too much cholesterol.
correct.
B, it's the duck of the sea.
Yeah, but also because of the cholesterol.
Yeah.
So basically, most of her arguments are cholesterol based.
Yeah.
But she has decided that she's going to take a more active role in Sean's entrepreneurship now.
Hmm.
So she would like to hear 10 ideas. She's going to get a little, pitch session, a little Shark Tank, a little Den of Dragons, and she would like them in writing, and they're going to discuss it later.
Yeah. She gives him a day. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the plan. And just Sean's like, what? What is happening? But
I mean,
that's
poor
okay.
Sean, he has lost his idea book,
Hmm.
and now he's got to come up with all these ideas and write them down again. I
I
mean,
know.
poor
Poor
Sean.
guy. Well, all right. We're going to go back to the apartment because this was just long enough for Felicity to take a pregnancy test. So Felicity is coming out of the bathroom. It's not seeming good. She says to Elena, "Well, that test is positive."
Yeah. Again, one test, not enough.
Okay. All right. Well, Elena's like, they're not 100% accurate. And she's like, well, pretty close. And Elena says, you know what? You need a blood test.
Which
Like,
is correct.
yeah,
Yes.
she's like, let's not worry about this until you know for sure. But anyway, we're here for you. I'm sure Ben's here for you.
Hmm.
And Felicity's like,
Yeah. And she's like, about that. Yeah. He has a lot on his mind. I'm not gonna tell him yet, so just like keep your trap shut. Which, thankfully, this is not Megan, who would have, printed it up on flyers and put it around school. This is Elena, and she can keep her mouth shut. And so this is the first of the many, many, many lies that will be told in this episode.
yeah,
This
yeah.
episode was so full of lies that I just I mean, you and I have different definitions of what a lie is and how comfortable we are, even if we get on the same page. But no, so much lying. I am starting to think like Felicity like might have some issues. Like
Hmm.
she's too good at this.
Yeah, we're maybe getting some sort of a psychological diagnosis going on here at this point
Yeah.
with her. Um, well, okay, so let's continue that thread. So we're going to get a scene with Felicity and Ben. And Felicity's sitting on the bed. Ben sighs because he missed a deadline to drop a whole bunch of classes that he must have signed up for last semester before he knew he was going to be pre-med. I don't know if it worked well. I don't know if it works that way.
Here's my question. How many times are
Hmm.
you people gonna forget to drop your classes?
Yeah.
We go through this every freaking
Uh,
year. And then Felicity has the gall to sit there and say, I'm sure the registrar can help you out. Do you remember when you had to study for a class in like 3 days because the registrar wouldn't let you? How could you tell him to just go to the registrar and it'll be fine? No,
yeah.
no.
Yeah. Um, In fact, everything they show us about this process contradicts the process that Felicity's
Yes.
gone through in the past, but that's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. First, Felicity needs to bail on a plan to hang out with Ben,
Hmm.
which I guess she's realizing she's done that quite a bit. So she says to Ben, no, there is a good reason. He's like,
Yeah,
well,
but Ben doesn't really seem to care at this point. I mean, he's like, okay, cool. And he seems super distracted
yeah, he
and
does.
is like kind of walking away until.
She's like, oh, he says, what's the reason? She's like, well, you can't laugh. And,
Of course, I
he's
can't
done
laugh.
that move too, so he
Yeah.
knows serious things are coming after you say don't laugh.
Hmm.
But what she says is, so I'm in a beauty pageant, and then I love the way he spins around and he looks
I
at her
know.
wide-eyed and then he does laugh.
It's my favorite moment. I just put his face and a big
Yeah.
exclamation point because he's so distracted and like doesn't care. And then just 180 is like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do with himself, and
Well,
then
right.
he
He's like,
gets,
can I come?
yeah, and she's like, no, 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 I'd be too embarrassed. And he's like, but then he does another 180. So now it's a 360, but it's
Yeah.
not really. It's a different 180. And he's like, oh, but you could win.
Oh, yeah.
You could win this
Uh-huh.
thing. Like,
Absolutely.
come on. She's like, listen, it's not about winning. There's an academic portion for $3,000. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
So we're
Ben just
gonna.
confirms, like, look, hey, you can tell me things. And she's
That's
like, got it. Totally understood. I'll tell you everything moving forward, except there's like at least five or six things she's still not telling him.
correct.
Oh
Yes.
well. So much for that. Um, Now we head to probably my favorite scene of the episode.
I think this
So
last one
funny.
was my favorite with like Ben's face.
Oh my
But
God. I
this
mean,
is pretty
that
good.
was good. That Ben's face was awesome. But this cracks me up. Um, Noel Noel is still in Mr.
Mr.
Norman's
Norman.
office.
Yeah.
He's been there this whole time,
Yep.
working out the details, and he officially has the guidance counselor job.
Yeah.
Nobody from HR needs to be consulted. Like any paperwork that needed to be filled out, Mr. Norman has it.
Yep.
He
There will
doesn't,
be no training period whatsoever.
there's absolutely no training period. He just inherits the office and all of the books and all of the forms and all of the information. He isn't given the information on where everything is sitting. He
Nope.
has literally no education about what this job actually is. Meanwhile, Mr. Norman is quickly packing up his personal items around the
Yes.
office.
He has stood up. He is standing.
It's like, how can I get out of this office and leave this man with this job before he knows what's happened to him?
Yes.
And uh Like he explained that there's full benefits, but I don't know that Noel actually filled out any paperwork about the benefits.
Like a 1099, um,
Yeah.
like like what is it, W-4? Uh, there are legal requirements here, but we're going to just smooth over that. I mean, you're right. Thinking about it as a whole, Noel walked into this office, sat down in the chair across from the guidance counselor, and the next time he stood up, he was the guidance counselor and had to go around the table and sit in the other chair to help his first counselee.
And Mr. Norman gives him the old, when I say start immediately, I
Yeah.
mean start immediately.
Here, and he figures, Mr. Norman is like, here's how I get out of this. You got to take care of your first guy here. Just walking in the door. Bye.
And he drops a piece of information that is going to be relevant later for Felicity. He says, "Oh, by the way, Art 10 needs a new TA, needs a TA."
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what guidance counselors do.
Apparently this one does.
Apparently, this
And
one does
Noel
because
should
the
get on it.
professor for Art 10 doesn't want to be bothered finding their own TA.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just like here's an assortment of things that don't normally fall into this job that you need to do now. I hope this 5 minutes of orientation has been sufficient in making you feel oriented to your new job.
Yeah.
Congrats. Bye.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to get paid since we clearly have not given any paperwork to the finance office. Yeah.
No,
Good
I
job,
mean, if
Noel. You
Noel
got a
wanted to
job.
slow him down and be like, how do I get one of those fancy name plates on my desk? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yep. He's
Is so
out.
funny to
He is
me.
out, and he is leaving Noel with his first counselee.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment before we go to Noel's first counselee,
Hmm.
to share my note from an optimist.
Oh, yay.
Finding your replacement. How
Hmm.
great is that?
You get to
You
pick
know,
your own.
yeah, when you've identified somebody who could take on a role that you don't want to do anymore, you've been a little burnt out with it for a while. You've been asking yourself the question, do I want to do this? And for a while, the answer has been a resounding no. And yet there's nowhere to go because you can't hand off these tasks or this job or this thing, the role that you're doing to anybody. But then suddenly you find that person, an unsuspecting poor person who just comes in and doesn't know that you have great designs on them, and they just show up haphazardly, and you give everything over to them and you're like, I've got an opportunity for you. That's what I've got. you
I mean,
you,
that's
you could get
amazing.
exposure, you could get experience, you could potentially find other jobs through this, you could have the respect of your peers, the love of your family, you could become famous. You could get an unlimited supply of chocolate chip cream cheese from the local store.
Or Schrogert.
Exactly. Um, and then you're just like, when it's time to hand things over, maybe you hand it over thoroughly, maybe you don't, but you're ready to go.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty of finding a replacement. And I'm feeling it from Mr. Norman here. I feel it in my heart.
Yeah, there is a great sense of relief
Yeah.
that that he as an actor just brings to this scene. For those of you not in the United States, I do want to be clear that legally, all employment in the United States is what is called at will, which means you may leave your job at any point in time. Also, they may fire you at any point in time. But the important part for Mr. Norman is he could have left his job at any time
Mm-hmm.
without finding a replacement. But clearly, this was his last day to find one. And fate brought him and Noel together.
That's it. That's it. And so now, because everything needs to tie up so nicely, So Noel has started immediately. Noel knows he needs to get this new TA for Art 10, but at the door is Ben, who is here to
Yeah.
drop those classes. He's not going to the registrar, no.
No,
He's
he's
going
going to
to
the
a
guidance
guidance
counselor,
counselor.
which he did go to the guidance counselor before, if we remember, who was
Mm-hmm.
still Mr. Norman. So, like, maybe only Ben gets to go to the guidance counselor, and when it's Felicity, she has to go to the registrar because scriptwriters.
And why didn't Mr. Norman drop the classes while he was adding OChem?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Well, it's probably because he didn't care about his job and
That's
was really
probably it.
depressed that Ben was not there to take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, however, has been rectified. And
Yeah, that
Noel,
situation, this has worked out really nicely for Ben because Noel is so confused about what his job is going to be that it'll be probably easier for Ben to get these requests across the line, even though he's past deadline, because Noel doesn't know the deadline.
and
So, whatever.
I'm not going to say totally lucky in this sense, but at least at this moment, for this purpose, Ben is lucky because Noel also feels really bad for sleeping with his
That's
girlfriend.
also, yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to do whatever Ben wants.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to the actual transaction of it all in a bit. But first, she's taken it to heart that she needs to go get a blood test.
Correct. I mean, correct.
Yeah. So
Get her
she's,
results tomorrow.
yeah,
I
she's
mean, if
working through it.
a lot of things happen in one day in this
A
episode.
lot of stuff happens in one day.
One day.
Um, the person who's taking her blood is like, when you come back tomorrow to get those results, bring your partner in. We'll work through it
Yeah.
all then.
Bring your boyfriend in and we can discuss options.
Yeah. And Felicity says, no, you know what? I'm actually going through this on my own. Okay, Felicity. Okay, tough kid.
Hmm.
What's happening here?
I feel like what I came away from this episode with was just an impression of a deeply seated sexism of the 90s.
Hmm.
I mean, it was a rough episode for women. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Between the beauty pageant and the pregnancy scare and the bring your boyfriend in so we can discuss options, uh, there were so many things where I just felt a real, mm,
Yeah. With the pregnancy scare piece of it, because in the last podcast, when you were predicting what would happen in this one, and before I told you the title of this episode, you were like, all right, so at some point, Felicity has to have like a pregnancy scare and she needs to not know who the father is. And it's like, yeah, that's going to be the next episode.
well, I didn't
Um,
actually think it was going to happen. I was like, oh, I'm just waiting for the obligatory, like, plot point of, and you were like,
but I
oh,
guess the
well,
question is, it seems so obligatory to us now. It seems so like, oh, a million shows have done this. This was 2001. I don't know. Was it more of a stuff that we think of now and we're like, well, of course, you have to have this happen. Then as somebody's going to get pregnant because they had sex the one time, and then it's going to be like, and you end up like going down this plot line because you've seen 50 shows that have done that already. How many shows had done this stuff to this point, I wonder. So I can't really put myself in that time period, and because I hadn't watched a lot of shows like this. I mean, we were pretty young still when this was airing, so I don't know that I had a lot of shows under my belt that I could look at and be like, oh, well, of course she's gonna get pregnant from the one time she slept with Noel, and she's not gonna know who the father is. Was it new? Was it done already? I don't know.
I'm not sure about TV. I mean, I
I
feel
mean,
like this is
soap
a
operas
pretty
have been doing this
common,
stuff.
oh, sure. But like, I also feel like it's a pretty common movie plot point, like
Mm-hmm.
even from like pre-code movies and
Okay.
like from like black and white movies till today, minus the whole censorship period in the like late 40s, 50s, 60s, that period of
Mhm.
time. Uh, yeah, I feel like, and in books, like I just feel like the idea of is it this guy or that guy in a pregnancy, yeah,
It had been
I
done.
think it had been done.
Okay. So there you have it. I mean, we're doing it. That's what's happening. But first, we're going to go to the pageant
Yeah, where
where
Felicity is
they're
going to
getting
learn how to
stride
walk.
lessons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elongated strides is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Felicity and Sarah, also known as Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Monica.
Monica
Um,
Monica, who I
yeah.
did not think was Monica Monica at
Yeah,
all.
but we thought she was just a Monica, but she was Monica.
Monica Monica.
So they've connected. They're
Mm-hmm.
fast friends. And Felicity and Sarah are able to have relatable, supportive conversations. Felicity's telling Sarah that she hasn't picked a talent yet. Denise hears this. She's like, oh, you haven't picked a talent? That's a huge portion of your overall score. Well, I know who's not my competition. Whew.
Yeah. This is why I wrote down as the three characters in this scene Felicity, Sarah, and Bitch.
Yeah. Which is all we really knew her to be until the very end.
Yeah.
So Felicity is like, oh yeah. Well, you know what? I did pick my talent. I just forgot. It's dancing because I'm so good at dancing. And Sarah's like, she's the best dancer. I just met her, but she is amazing. Have you
She's
ever
won
seen her dance?
all
It'll make you
kinds.
cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's won all kinds of, trophies and competitions. She's been doing it, or Felicity says she's been doing it since she was 10.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I kind of wish we got to see this.
Well, and Felicity actually, Carrie Russell was a dancer. And on Mickey Mouse Club, they really leveraged that quite a lot. She was obviously a trained dancer. And they give us a little snippet of that later, very, very soon.
They
Um,
do. I wish during the pageant we got to see Felicity during more parts of it. It seemed like there were a lot of filler girls, and we
there
never got to
were,
see her talent. We never got to see her like actually doing the evening wear. We never got to see her like answering academic questions or like uh, we just yeah. I don't know what
I
happened there.
wonder why that actually was. So, um, we will say here, Sarah is obviously has like a rivalry relationship with Denise. Last year, Denise put menthol cream in Sarah's bathing suit. Um, some sort of
Fresh
icy
and
hot sort of
minty.
situation. Um,
Fresh and minty.
yeah. And so there's no love lost between those two. And now that Felicity is Sarah's friend, it's not looking good for Felicity either. But now we are going to get a moment in Felicity's apartment where she's practicing dancing. And honestly, for somebody who hasn't danced since she was 10, is
Yeah,
what she
she's
says.
really good.
Yeah, she has a lot of control. She's doing double pirouettes. She's like Sinead turns. She's like, she obviously still knows her technique. Um, I don't know why they didn't actually. I mean, maybe it had been so long that she didn't feel comfortable doing a whole dance number, but I have to tell you on Mickey Mouse Club, like they built entire things around her dance numbers. So I
Oh, she
was
was
she
great.
that out of practice? I don't know. Like I feel like they wouldn't have had to show us very much to give us a
No.
sense of it, but I guess they were trying to do that here.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I think so, but I don't know. Would have also been nice to see the final product. Like maybe they ran out of money for the costumes. Um, but
yeah.
I mean, I will say her hair has now grown out to a point that like, uh, is fantastic.
You
I
think?
love, I really like this length of hair on her. And in this scene, it just hit me. I was like, she's a great dancer and she has great hair right now.
Okay, excellent. Good to know. Because there is a minute, and I will tell you folks, there is a minute when you cut your hair like Felicity had at junior year, and then you try to grow it out. There is a minute that doesn't look great. And it might have been right before this, or maybe I was just self-conscious. And so it's validating to hear you say this that she was looking pretty good here. Because
Yeah,
I'm like, maybe I overthought it. I don't know. Or
yeah,
maybe this was the good zone after you get through the rough patch.
I like it. I mean, it was a little more than shoulder length, and she was flipping it around while doing all her dance moves.
Mm-hmm.
And Noel comes in, just watching her dance, and he's gonna comment. He's gonna say,
Yeah,
"You're a
he
good
sees
dancer."
her and she's gonna see him seeing her and get embarrassed about her dancing because Felicity has to spend almost this entire episode being either embarrassed or shy or uncomfortable
Mhm.
or numb.
Distracted.
Yeah. So in this one, she's embarrassed and she's feeling really awkward. And Noel, I don't know. Noel's trying to like get past this moment. And he's going to say, you know, what happened between us? That's in the past. We can put that behind us if we want to.
And she's like, not so much. It's a little more complicated than that. It may be in the front of me for quite a while.
Yeah,
9 months
she
in particular.
goes right out there and says, you know, I might be pregnant.
Yeah,
I'm
I
waiting for
was
the
like,
results.
I was like, you can't wait 24 hours. Really? You've already told Elena. You're not telling Ben. You can't wait 24 hours?
No, she can't because they didn't the writers didn't want this to be more than a one episode story and they just wanted the aftermath of it. So they have to have her inform enough people. Enough people need to know that this thing was a possibility to cause drama.
Fine. He can find out from Ben then. It's just like, why create? I don't know. I don't buy it. I know that she is impulsive,
Mm-hmm.
but for something like this, I just don't buy it that she would have blurted it out to him.
Fish, this episode is called Misconception. Okay. It needs to be about Felicity thinking she's pregnant
Which is
and
fine. Just
everybody else
don't.
thinking it too.
And poor Noel here. She's like, you know, he's trying to get, have them move on, right? And
Mm-hmm.
be friends again, which is what he was completely against before the summer.
Yeah.
And she's like, A, pregnant. B, might be yours.
Yeah.
C, haven't told Ben, so don't tell Ben because I'm with Ben. Ben,
Yeah.
Ben, 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 Ben.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Noel's life is flashing before his eyes. He's like, again with this? Again?
And he keeps
Yeah.
saying sorry. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness. And then Elena comes in and
Yeah.
I
This was
was like,
a
why are
I'm
you in this room, Elena? Like, for this moment, I was just like, I don't understand why she came in. But it was like, okay, well, now
I don't know.
I
Maybe she
guess this
was
is a
there to
reveal.
work through the talent portion with Felicity. I don't know. But I did appreciate Elena in this, the friendship of Elena in this scene, because Elena enters a scene that's very awkward,
Mm.
and Noel uses this opportunity to leave. And then
Right.
Elena just like reads everything from the vibe of
Yes.
the room, which I
Yeah.
enjoyed. And we've seen a couple characters do that in this show where they're just like, oh, so that, oh, so that,
Ah.
oh. And Elena's going to
Yeah.
do that sequence here where she's like, you told him you had sex with him,
Yeah.
but she
It
says
was
none
great.
of that. You know, she's
No.
just like, oh, okay, I totally understand the whole plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she also knew enough to know that she shouldn't say anything.
Mm. I mean, God, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get in the middle of this.
Yeah. So we're going to go back to the pageant. We're going to see a whole bunch of people doing interviews, which I guess they do
It's like the
before.
Q&A portion.
Yeah, it's the Q&A portion, and I guess they do it before. They don't do this part with an audience.
I don't know that this is true for most. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of beauty pageants, but the ones that I have seen are like Miss America and Miss Universe, and they do have questions, but apparently for this one, they do the Q&A kind of first,
Beforehand, yeah.
and Sarah's going to explain why.
They basically just need the judges just need to see that you can speak in public. They don't want somebody who's going to be a bumbling idiot in front of a crowd to be Miss Sunrise Surprise, is it? So the
Yeah,
jury's out on whether or not Felicity is comfortable to speak in public. We have had
correct.
episodes that show us that she is, and we've had episodes that show us that she is not. And so I don't know.
And honestly, after this, I still don't know. Because
Yeah.
Javier is just like safe answers, safe answers.
Yeah.
Felicity's like, all right, safe answers. And every girl who's gone before her says the exact same thing. So she's
Yeah,
now
we have
seen
like
it
a
15
whole
times.
highly edited version of like or segment of other contestants giving their answers, and it's meant to be comedic, where they're like a whole bunch of people are saying, I do charity work, I want to stay centered and balanced, it's all about the children for me, and you're seeing like multiple contestants give each of those answers.
Yeah. I
um
mean, it's the generic, you know, world peace,
yeah.
right? Answer.
Yeah.
And I feel like so it becomes Felicity's turn. First of all, her hair is so much better
Hmm.
than when they did it the first time.
Okay.
But I feel like her questions were not the same questions that everybody else was asked.
Yeah, somehow she ends up saying she would be like an oak tree because they're strong and they have a lot of character and they're always changing, or at least their leaves are.
Their leaves are changing and they are growing. What question was this? What type of tree would you? Nobody else had to answer. What type of tree would you be
Not that we
in the
saw.
montage?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was not prepared for that. And then they're going to get real personal with her, and she can't just say, you know, I'm going to be an artist.
Hmm.
She's got to be, they're going to ask, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And all of this stuff in her head, as per usual, comes out of her mouth.
Hmm.
She doesn't know.
Yeah.
She might be an artist. She she's not sure. Maybe well,
Can you be more
yeah.
specific? Nope.
No.
Sorry, no. She could
No.
have trotted out her big Todd Mulcahy letter here. She could have been like, I know
Yeah.
one day I'm going to have to decide whether I'm going to be an artist or a doctor. I'm just glad that day isn't today. Thank you.
I feel like, however, she has decided she's not going to be a doctor.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, she could have said, I haven't decided whether I'm going to be an artist or full-time mother.
True.
Uh, but at least she kept that much inside.
Yeah.
And Javier's going to kind of pat her on the back and say, we still have a chance.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. She's like, I blew it. He's like, no, they're gonna respect your honesty for sure. Yeah. Uh-huh. No, she blew it.
Yeah.
She blew it.
But, she's not there for the Q&A. She's there for the academic portion. It's
That's true.
$3,000.
$3,000.
Yeah.
So let's go over to Sean and Megan. It's the idea sesh.
It
So
is Shark Tank.
sure is. Sean is pitching a whole bunch of ideas to Megan, starting with an overhead reading table.
Yes. A lucite table that is see-through that you can put your book on top of and then read through it. Now, I don't think this was his best thought through idea. How would you turn the pages is my question.
Yeah, how would you turn the pages? I mean, it has to be clipped on so it doesn't fall on you somehow.
Well, I was thinking it's it's just above you. So you're like laying on the ground and it has, you know, legs.
Okay. All right. All right. He's got the before and after restaurant idea. They only serve appetizers and desserts
Okay,
for
for the
your
record,
short dates.
I love this idea.
I also love this
I
idea.
love this idea. I mean,
Yep.
he's got a winner there.
Good move. Good move. He's also
Mhm.
got the sleep mask alarm clock idea, which is probably my favorite invention of his of all inventions, which it's a combination sleep mask alarm clock. So you're laying in bed and that's your face going off.
That is the best tagline ever.
Yep.
I absolutely adore that.
That's your face going off.
Yeah.
Yep. Megan is horrified.
She is so worried. The look
Yeah.
on her face is just deep, deep anxiety about the future.
Yeah. Sean's gonna back up the truck now. He's like, hang on a second. Why are you being so critical?
Yeah, he had one good idea there.
Yeah, at least. And Megan's gonna say, hey, look, I'm just trying to make sure that this wasn't a mistake. And Sean's like, wait, what? You think of me as a mistake? She's like, no, I'm just maybe giving up a lot. He's like, still don't understand.
Yeah.
Explain yourself. And then she breaks it down. She says, my parents might disown me. My dad wants me to be with John Eisendrath. I'm supposed to divorce you.
Yeah. Um, she says they're gonna cut me out of the family, so it's complete. It's not just financial.
Yeah.
And I think Sean seems hurt here because Megan does say, well, it's my dad that thinks I'm making a mistake. And Sean very pointedly says, and you? Like, do you think you're making a mistake? To which Megan just responds with like a very long pause,
Yeah.
like way too long of a pause for your current husband.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. It's a lot to think about from her position. I mean, the stakes are pretty high here, even though I don't know. I mean, we don't really explore it a ton. We're setting it up for sure, but the stakes are actually quite high for her in this
Yeah.
situation, as much as it's playing for comedy. Um, but
It
yeah,
didn't end out being comedic. I feel like it started out being comedic, and by the end, it was not so funny.
yeah, it's true. Well, let's go back to the apartment where Felicity is packing up for the rehearsal. Ben kind of wants to go, but she won't let him because it'd be too embarrassing. But he can stay in her room to work on his lab, which is
Hmm.
great news, except she had tried to hide the the waiver for for the office where she got the blood test.
It's a
Uh,
receipt.
it's a receipt.
He said it
She's
was a receipt, but like she didn't hide it. It was just sitting there, out on the desk.
what
No.
was it, or had she put it underneath some books and he moved the books and then there it was?
Oh, I
Because I think
missed
she
that
had
if it
hidden it
happened.
from Noel when Noel saw her
Uh,
dancing. She like very quickly went over and I think she covered up that receipt with some books. But then she ended up telling Noel about it anyway. But I don't think she intended to tell Ben. I think that she forgot that it was, there it was, covered by books. Nobody can see it.
yeah, okay. That makes me feel better because I was not happy with this. I was like, you're just gonna let him sit at your desk and it's just sitting there on the top of your desk?
Yeah, I think he moved a stack of books, but the paper was left underneath it, and then he sees
Okay.
the paper,
That
and
makes me feel better about
yeah,
this scene.
yeah. So that changes everything about what he was in that room to do.
Yeah,
Um,
his face again, but this time he is real scared.
yeah. So let's head over to the pageant for now, where we're
Oh
getting
my
a rehearsal
God.
for the opening number.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so shiny.
It's shiny.
Everyone is so shiny in the
Like a
hats.
rhinestone
Oh
cowboy.
my God, the song, the pants,
Mhm.
the lasso. Oh my God, everything about this scene made me happy, other than the fact that like Felicity looks completely miserable. But
Yeah.
like the fact that she had to do this and everyone was doing it. Oh
And
my
the thing
God.
is, everybody looked really bored, which tells me that this is the 30th time that they've run through it this
Not
hour.
Denise. Denise had a nice big smile on her face because pageant girls, no matter what's going on, have big smiles on their face.
Yeah. I mean, this is like easily the most boring looking dance of all times, but that's fine.
Great song
Um,
though.
yeah, Denise has taken up a lot of space. She's getting in people's faces, specifically Felicity's, and the pageant director's like, okay, guys, can we start over? Look, a beauty queen always smiles, all right?
Right.
So
Like
smile.
Denise.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Oh my God, everything about this. I mean, she has on a cowboy hat. She's got on boots. Like they all have on boots. They have on, some of the girls have on like, black skirts, but others have on black and hot pink, um, like cow print pants.
mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
my God. This is the train wreck that I can't look away from.
Okay, great.
I love it. I
Well,
love it.
the rehearsal finishes, and we're going to see Sarah and Felicity up to no good. They've got a container of generic muscle rub. It just says muscle rub on it.
Oh, I thought it
Um,
said menthol
no, it says
something.
muscle rub.
Wow.
And so the indication is that they're about to put it in Denise's bathing suit.
Yes, because Sarah would she liked to get even.
Yeah, up
And
to
it's
no
just
good.
like
There's some
Felicity.
hijinks.
Really? You never ever ever learn. Don't
Yeah,
don't let other people talk you into doing these things.
this whole bit, like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this on the show? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
What's going on here? Writers, explain yourself. Lori McCarthy, I blame this on you, okay? Because you haven't done a lot of writing for the show, and I'm not sure it's Josh Rhimes' fault.
Yeah, I agree. You know what else is her fault? The fact that Noel is stealing Ben's move.
Mm,
He is outside, all alone, in the middle of the night, playing basketball. Does he not
yeah,
know that this is Benjamin's territory?
yeah. It says Ben's basketball court. I mean,
Yeah, it says
I
it
love
right
this
there.
set. I always love when they go here for some reason.
It is a
There's
great
not
set.
much to it, but
No,
it's just I don't know.
it's great.
It gives
I
you
agree.
a city feeling. Um, Ben is going to show up at the same court, and he's going
Because
to
it's his
join.
court.
Yeah, that's the deal.
Hmm.
But we're going to come back to that because first we're going to get Sarah and Felicity, who have just done the deed, and they are laughing and hiding in the closet because they have just squirted muscle rub into Denise's bathing suit.
Yeah, not one of the
Um,
best plot points, but we'll keep going.
I actively hate it, but that's fine. So, Sarah, now that we've had the silliness and the pettiness, they're in a closet with an opportunity to chat. So Sarah is going to have a real heart to heart with Felicity, and she's like, "So who did you invite to support you?" Felicity's like, "Support? Nobody. No, no." And Sarah's like, "Of course, your boyfriend." She's like, "Nope, not my boyfriend either. Nope, too embarrassing. Nope." Sarah's
Yep.
like, "Oh, cool, because I invited everybody that I
Yeah.
know."
My parents, my friend, my whole family's gonna be here.
Yeah.
And Felicity's gonna give us a little insight into her ongoing insecurity that I really felt like she was over.
Me too.
Right?
I Are we still here?
Yeah, I didn't think so.
And with Ben being the way he is now,
Yeah.
with
And
how
you
is this
potentially
relevant?
being pregnant with his child?
Yeah.
Is this what you're really thinking about?
Yeah. So she's like, "Hey, remember when Ben was voted most popular in high school?"
Yeah.
So my boyfriend was the most popular guy. I wasn't. I was never popular. And I'm still just waiting for him to realize who I really am and just not want me. What?
Yeah. Because before he like hadn't noticed you, right?
Yeah.
Fine. But like now that he knows you and has been sleeping with you for years, where did this come from?
I feel like the writers on this episode haven't watched the show in two full seasons. I
At least.
I I think that there are speeches Felicity could give here that would resonate deeply with where we are currently in the plot. You know,
Yeah.
like she could, so for example, she could say, I used to know exactly where I was headed, and my boyfriend didn't have a clue. And now we have swapped positions, and he has
Yep.
this deep meaning and great purpose in his life. And I'm bouncing around, not knowing what I'm doing. And here I am at a beauty pageant, and I'm asking people not to laugh about me being at a beauty pageant. And I just don't know what's happening with my life. And I don't want people to see me in this moment of uncertainty. Like, I think you could go on this whole thread around that, and it would make oodles of sense. Thank you. Thank you.
That was so much better than was what was actually there.
It's the continuation of the story they are already telling. Instead, it's like, hey, remember me from season one, where I didn't know if I was cool enough for Ben.
Right.
And let's forget about the fact that I've been cool enough for Ben for years now.
And
And that he,
again, maybe having his baby.
and maybe I'm having his baby. Um,
Yeah. This was rough.
it
I'm not
was
gonna
a
lie. This was rough.
real, and in
But
the
you know,
context of it all, like also you could be having a moment here, Felicity, of being like, here's Ben thinking about saving lives, and I'm putting muscle rub in Denise's bathing suit, who doesn't really matter to me, and I'm never going to see her again after this. Like,
I don't feel
I'm
like she would
reduced
say
to
that to
petty
Sarah.
things.
I don't think
Yeah.
she. This is probably not the conversation she'd have with Sarah, but she could have the conversation of, he's really focused on his career and like, here's what happened to my friend Ruby when she
Yeah.
got pregnant.
Guys, we've come up with multiple ideas here that make that continue the story they are currently telling in season 4
I
instead
mean,
of
she could be having like an existential crisis, being worried that her child will be as boring as Ruby's.
I mean, there's so many things. Or maybe she thought Ruby's baby was great. Maybe she was like,
No,
there
she didn't.
was.
No,
But Eva had these
incorrect.
grand designs of knocking out power grids with her ninja
She didn't.
skills.
She didn't,
Okay,
though.
fine. Okay,
She didn't
fine.
do any of that.
Yeah, that's true. But
Boring.
I mean, you could, okay, so listeners, you could be like, it's a core wound for Felicity. She never got over. But
Why this
Ben
moment?
has changed so much.
And
Ben
so
is
has
not
she.
currently the popular guy. He is the most lonely old man on the face of the planet. He has
Okay,
no
okay,
friends.
let's not go that far. He's still gorgeous. I mean,
But who name 5 friends? Name 2 friends. He's what he's got, Trevor? Trevor wasn't even in this episode. Like, who does he his guidance counselor hates him, his teacher hates him, he's got a girlfriend, his roommates, that one of them slept with his girlfriend. I mean, who does he have? He's not
Sean's his
Mr.
friend.
Popular anymore.
No, but he is still, I don't know, he's now got purpose and direction, and he's also very attractive. So,
Plus, his
no.
entire journey in season 2, like yeah, we start in this place where he was like, do I still want to be just fun time Ben? I don't know. Do I want something serious? And I think by the end of season 2, we could agree he wanted something serious and he wanted it with Felicity and he was pursuing her hardcore. He was like stalking her, we might even say.
Yeah.
The model flipped
Yeah.
and Ben has more than proven his interest. Now, you could say season 3, we see the blip
Avery.
around Avery. And I think you could put a real asterisk next to that because it's not that it wasn't that Felicity wasn't good for him. It wasn't that Felicity wasn't cool enough for him. It was that he actually watched Avery die
Yeah.
and be brought back to
Different
life.
situation.
You know, like I don't know how in Felicity's head it would be conflated to I wasn't popular enough.
Yeah.
Especially because he kicks Avery to the curb.
Eventually.
Yeah, it takes a minute, but he does it in a way that is a hell of a lot more convincing than what Felicity has done with Noel. Might we say
Yeah.
that?
Correct.
So
Yes.
I just don't know. Like, okay, we've waxed poetic about how this
Yeah.
we've been failed by the
Look,
writers here.
this scene is a horse. It's dead, and we have kicked it
We kicked it.
quite a lot.
But hey, beauty queens always smile. Okay, all right, Fish.
Always.
Moving on.
I did like this next scene though,
Okay,
because
basketball.
we're back to the basketball court with Noel and Ben, and they're just both being nice to each other. I
Yeah,
mean, Ben is going to confide in Noel as he is shooting hoops
yeah,
about the pregnancy, and Noel's going to be like, "Oh, really? Pregnancy? I didn't know about that." And Ben just sees right through that.
I was like,
She's like, "She told you, huh? Didn't she? Why? Why would she tell you?"
because I just found an invoice. Like, why did she actually tell you?
Right.
Ah,
And Noel's just like, "Because I also put my penis in it." No, because we're friends.
yeah,
We're friends. And
yeah.
Ben is just like, "I have to talk to her." And then he bounces the basketball really hard. So I figure he's not in the best headspace.
Yeah, Ben has gone off to find Felicity to have it out to get to the bottom of this.
Yep.
We're gonna go back to the pageant. Denise screams. Denise has discovered the muscle rub in her bathing suit.
I mean, I'm just going to put this out there. Have any of you listeners ever put on a bathing suit? Because I have never put on a bathing suit and not like kind of looked at it first. I mean, for the amount of white crap that was in her bathing suit,
Yeah,
how did she not notice this?
yeah, that was a
It
lot.
probably weighed more than her bikini bottom.
And I'm guessing it smelled like
Yeah,
mint.
mentally. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
If you have ever been in a room where anybody is applying or
Yes.
even opening a container of like Icy Hot or any
Yes.
other brand of that type of product,
Very
you know
strong.
it the moment they uncap it.
Yes. Correct.
I actually
Correct.
like that smell,
I do too.
but
But I wouldn't put it in my bathing suit.
you
And
wouldn't put it in
if
your
it
bathing
was
suit.
in my bathing suit, I would notice it.
Yeah. It's but hey, this little prank worked. So, okay,
Apparently.
there's
Apparently
that.
twice. Apparently it worked on Sarah and then it worked on Denise.
I
Um,
mean,
so
so we're
hey.
gonna find Felicity in her dress, in her evening gown.
Oh, but we have to point this out.
Okay,
It's a red dress.
sure is.
And I saw the red dress and I wrote down red dress.
Oh,
Felicity can't lose.
okay.
And look, she doesn't lose in a red dress.
No, she does not. And Ben's gonna show up, even though he
Yeah,
has not been invited, but he has a bone to pick with her. He's like,
he
"Are
has to
you
do it.
pregnant?"
I know, right before she's about to walk on stage. He's like, "Excuse me, I have a quick question for you.
Like, we
Baby,
need to get this
and you?"
conversation out there because it's not going to be a thing in the next episode. So I need to make sure I have said this. She's like, yeah, you know what? I really don't know. I don't know if I'm pregnant.
Yeah. And he's like, well, why didn't you tell me about this? I had to find it on a form, and then I had to hear it from Noel. And all Felicity does is say sorry, like 10 times.
Said I panicked. You have so much going on, so much happening in your life.
Yeah. Didn't want to bother you with your potential child. It
Yeah.
actually, she was lying very well here.
Yeah.
I was concerned.
And then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna head out because you never wanted me to be here to begin with." And she says, "No, wait, please stay because Sarah convinced me
Yeah.
I need support." So she says, I will be embarrassed that you're here, but it'll make me feel better that you're here."
Yep. Yeah, and then we just proceed to not see Felicity
Yeah.
do any of the stuff
Yeah, we
that you
see
would in a pageant.
contestants introduce themselves. We do see Felicity introduce herself. She says, "I'm Felicity Porter from the University of New York." And she's just one of a number of people who introduce themselves.
But we also get to see Sarah say that she is from Juilliard, which
Ah,
makes a whole lot of sense
like,
with the
"I'm
singing.
Monica
Yeah.
from Juilliard."
She's like,
Yeah,
I'm Monica. No, like Monica. Like
yeah,
the Monica. The Monica.
yeah.
That's me.
So we are going to see in the wings Denise and Javier doing some smack talk. There's a
Hmm.
little trash talking happening in the background.
Yeah, I don't feel like Javier held his own there. Because Denise was basically like, you're not going to win. And Javier was like, oh, yeah?
Well, but you, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to see a portion of the swimsuit competition. We're just seeing a
Yep.
bunch of people wearing swimsuits turning around. We're going to,
Portion of the
yeah.
evening wear competition.
Before that, we're going to see the talent
Well,
portion,
they
just
sort of like
little
all blend
clips.
together. We get
Yeah.
swimwear and evening and talent and swimwear, and they go back and forth, but none of them are Felicity.
Yeah, they're
Not
not
one.
Felicity. It's all a montage to a Sinatra song, I think, is what they had in the background. I
I
don't
don't
remember
think
which
mine
one.
was Sinatra.
Yeah.
Interesting
Um,
choice.
but then they are going to stop down on Sarah
Yes.
singing. She's going to
She is
do,
belting Children
mhm,
Are Our Future,
yeah.
a Whitney Houston classic, and she is going to kill it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful rendition, soulful, sad, um,
And
lovely.
of course, Ben and Felicity are both standing there listening to Children Are Our Future, and it's awkward.
It's awkward. And they're
Yeah.
not saying anything. They just, obviously the show had negotiated for Monica to have this moment. So all of the characters are watching her. Um,
Mhm.
and then we're going to get to the awards component. So, swimsuit award goes to Mary Beth Allen,
Good for her.
who we haven't met. I go, good on you. We've seen you in action, but we haven't met you. Good on you, Mary Beth Allen.
Yeah.
Best evening wear, Felicity Porter.
I mean, of course, red dress.
Yeah, there it
Of
is.
course.
Academic portion for $3,000, separate
Goes,
from the main
yeah,
prize.
goes
Rachel Newstead.
to the bitch. Oh, wait, I thought it went to the Denise.
Nope, Rachel Newstead won the academic portion
Oh,
because it is
wow.
separate from the main
Well, it
prize.
was not Felicity.
It was not Felicity, it was Rachel Newstead. And then the main prize. We've got a runner up and we've got a winner. The runner up is Sarah Robinson, Monica.
Hey.
And the winner, Denise Jensen. First time we're naming her in the entire episode.
I
Yay!
did. I wrote down bitch and then I put parentheses Denise.
Yeah, it was the
Because I
first
heard her
time.
name.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, like it was pretty clear that she was the person who was playing the game the most. She was
Yeah.
going to win this competition. That is it. Like
Oh, she told
you don't get
Javier.
points for being nice here.
That's right.
That's the thing.
And I was just, I don't know. I mean, so we go to the the after the competition part, and you've got Felicity and Javier and Sarah and Ben are all standing around, and Ben's been waiting. So it was, Javier and Sarah like kind of take off, and Felicity reveals to Ben. So it was $3,000 for the academic prize.
Mm-hmm.
She gets like a $200 gift certificate
To the
for evening
Wiz.
wear.
Yeah, for evening wear. Nobody beats the Wiz. Ain't nobody gonna beat the Wiz. Um,
Yeah.
she was gonna get a whole bunch of CDs.
Well, I just this seems not this seems not enough. Like I feel like these
All
things
I'm saying,
were
Fish, is
not
CDs
correctly
were what,
weighted.
like $11 each? I don't know, $12 each. That's a
No,
lot of CDs.
I'm just saying it shouldn't have been for CDs. Like I
The
don't know,
Wiz
these things
was the
were
sponsor,
not.
and they were going to do they weren't doing a cash donation, they were doing an in-kind donation. So instead of it being $200, it was $200 worth of Wiz product.
So
The
you think
Wiz.
swimwear and talent also got $200?
Maybe.
And then the
They
academic got
probably had
3,000?
they probably just had a sponsor for each component that gave a prize.
That's
And
rough. It's just
yeah.
rough.
Hey, the Wiz was awesome.
No, $200. $200 is rough.
Yeah. Okay.
The red dress is worth more.
I see what you're saying. This episode brought to you by Clear Blue, who wasn't so happy, and The Wiz, who maybe also wasn't so happy, and
And
Generic Muscle
Schrogert.
Rub and Schrogert. Um,
But
so
Felicity does have some good news.
yeah,
I don't know when she figured out this good news. Maybe that's why she wasn't in the swimwear, evening wear, or talent portions.
very possible because she's gotten her period somewhere between the first time they were talking about this and now. And so
Yeah.
she's like, I'm not pregnant. He's like, oh, did you get your results? She's like, I didn't need to.
Yeah.
I got my
And
period.
then Ben looks super relieved. He
Yeah.
gives a big relieved sigh, and Felicity just keeps apologizing. Just keeps apologizing.
Yeah.
And she's getting away with it. I don't know how, but she's staying normal,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know what's up. Because a
And
guy like this is gonna blow up in her face at some point, right? I mean, he can't just not find out. So,
that is
oof.
correct. But she just says she's glad that he stayed and they hug and it's all happy, nice, nice.
Hmm.
So we're gonna go back over to the loft where Megan and Sean are having a follow-up conversation after the pretty big reveal she laid on him in the previous scene.
Yeah, and she would like to clarify that the fight is not about shrimp.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
not about
It's
shrimp.
like Sean's like, yeah, I know. The fight is about you should have defended me to your dad. Like, I've got a lot of ideas, but I only need one to work, like
Mhm.
marriage. You only need the one. And she's like, what if you don't find it? And he's like, I believe I did.
It's you.
Yeah.
I stumbled on the right one. And
Yeah.
all, and that moment her heart grew 3 sizes.
Yeah.
And
That's
she
true.
just says, "You're so cute."
Yeah. That's the second time somebody's used that expression with me in the last 15 hours. I had a
Oh.
movie club last night where, guys, I watched E.T. for the very first time ever for this movie
For
club.
the first time?
I am officially 40 and I somehow got
Oh,
40 years into my
wow.
life. I think I might have maybe seen some moments from it when I was really little and I think my sister was watching it but the thing is I can't decide the memories that I do have of that movie, which are minimal. I can't decide if they're memories of me watching it or memories of me seeing pictures as an adult from like stills.
Yeah.
Like when you can't decide what's a memory and what's input from something else.
Yes.
Um, So
I just can't believe you haven't seen
I was a
Pageant.
wreck through the whole freaking thing, and because I'm coming to this so late and without any prior discussion about it, I was like, was everybody this wrecked? And they were like, yeah,
Yes,
we're all this wrecked, except for one
absolutely.
person who was like, I hated that movie, and we were all like, who are you, and what have you done with childhood?
I bet I
Um,
know who that was.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You would probably be right if you
yeah.
guessed.
Hmm.
Yeah, but one of the people was like, yeah, in the theater you could feel everybody's heart growing three sizes all at the same time. And I was like, that's what happened to me.
Yeah,
Gosh.
it's a pretty amazing. I mean, it's Drew Barrymore's breakout role. I mean, no one
Yeah.
can ever take that away from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is there in the beginning when ET approaches Elliot and he has a handful of Reese's that he's been collecting because Elliot has been leaving him behind, and he just gently, slowly walks up to Elliot and
Yeah.
lays them at the foot of his chair. And I caught myself. I was leaning forward, pitched completely forward, almost on like a what's not freestyle skiing,
Oh,
jump, almost
yeah.
like a ski jumper. I'm pitched all the way forward, leaning into the screen. A single tear rolls down my cheek, and I looked. I caught myself, and I was like, "What is happening to me?"
It's the magic of
It's the
ET.
magic of ET. That movie. Oh
I don't know what to say after that.
my god! It's so anyway. Another time when somebody's heart grew three sizes is
Yes.
Megan in this
Yes.
scene.
She's gonna
Um,
call her dad and reject the money. However, Sean would like to know how much money.
a lot,
A lot.
but we don't know exactly how much.
Yeah.
So we're going to head back over to the ladies' apartment. Noel is here to talk to Felicity. He's like, hey, thanks for telling me you're not pregnant in another
Yeah.
conversation that we didn't see.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, by the way, I have a solution to your tuition problem.
Yeah.
This scene creeped me out
Okay.
so bad.
Okay.
He's like, you can be the TA for Art 10. You know, it's down the hall from my office, but I'm not offering because you slept with me. And the thing is, he actually does have to clarify this because he has offered her jobs in the past while trying to get her to sleep with him.
It is true.
The fact that he
Um,
even has to say this makes me so uncomfortable.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a bad Noel moment.
Guys, if you didn't
Bad
like what
Noel.
Greg did, you're gonna hate this. Um, so yeah, she's like, I don't know, Noel, isn't it? He's like, hey, would you take it if things weren't so complicated with us? She's like, probably. He's like, well, then take it.
Yeah.
She
He's
doesn't
like, now he wants to
answer.
go back to be friends. And I was like, remember the end of last season
Yeah,
in the bathroom where you were filling up toilet paper and you couldn't even walk out of the stall?
yeah,
I mean, remember that whole thing where you were
I
like, I
remember.
can't do this anymore?
Yeah,
What happened to that guy? You're now creepy guy again.
yeah, what happened? I'm telling you. You're telling me.
I'm so upset with Noel.
Okay.
I'm upset with I'm upset with Noel.
Half of the people in this show right now are sleepwalking through life. I don't know what is going on with Noel.
Well, I
Um,
mean, he was body snatched before, but this is clearly like Noel season one, but on steroids.
the fish is fired up. So
There's so many Me Too moments that
there's a
that are
lot happening.
just so many.
Well, Felicity does not answer here whether or not she will take the TA position,
Oh,
but
she's so gonna take the
yes,
TA position. We all know she's gonna take the TA position.
yeah, yeah. This isn't going to be another Boulder job situation. Okay. So don't worry. I know in the past the show has really ramped you up to let
No,
you
no,
down with some
no,
of
no.
these
Do not
jobs.
compare this creepy ass job offer to Boulder. Okay, Boulder was an opportunity. Boulder we could believe in. This is just tainted. It's tainted.
And if I'm being real with you, the TA position is going to be tainted all the way through
Oh, awesome. Oh,
in
does
all
what's
kinds of
his
different
name?
ways.
Does
Yeah.
what's his name come back and get all creepy and McGrathy on her?
There's
Is it
other
his
stuff that
class?
happens. Like there is somehow for a minor plot point, there's quite an evolution with this TA position. Um, so I
Man.
hesitate to even mention anything about it because of the journey you'll go on. Um, for it being a minor plot point, they somehow managed to weave in some interesting stuff. So,
All right.
um, yeah. All right, we're gonna now go to Noel's office where Noel is struggling to open the window.
Hmm.
Actually, now that I think about that, that's relevant.
What?
Noel not being able to open this window.
I mean, it's like half open.
He's struggling with it. He's having a hard time getting it to function, and that does matter.
Hmm.
And I never noticed that before.
Interesting.
Note. Ben's gonna come in with a balled up drop ad form.
Yeah, that's on brand.
And Noel is going to do him a solid and take care of this, even though it's after the deadline. Because Noel doesn't know that there was a deadline. B, Noel doesn't know the process for actually taking care of it. C, Noel has slept with Ben's girlfriend. D, I don't know.
No, D, he may have impregnated her.
It's true. So he can at least do this for Ben, right? But Ben is going to inform him. He's like, hey, guess what? Following, just closing the loop on our conversation from the other day. Felicity's not pregnant. And Noel, in the best
Yeah.
thing Noel has done the whole season, pretends he didn't already know.
Yeah. Liar.
Yeah.
Everybody's pants are on fire.
Yeah. But probably a good call. If I'm being honest, even though I don't like lying. Like, why does Noel need to do any more than this, really, at this point? Ben's like, hey, well, maybe we can shoot some hoops later, huh?
And Noel's like, yeah, we can do that. I'm so freaking guilty.
Yeah, that wouldn't be weird. And then Ben's gonna leave, having gotten everything he wanted, and Noel just sits down at his new guidance counselor desk. He sighs, he sits, he stares. It's the three S's.
Hmm.
And that's where we leave off here in this show.
The end.
The end. My goodness, we're whipping through it because that's how great this episode is. So, Fish, it's time for our You're the Worst segment. Now, do you have a You're the Worst for this episode?
I mean, not really, because so many people were the worst.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much just gonna like say a bunch of people and call them the worst.
Okay.
So, number one, Vampire Walter.
Yeah.
You're the worst. Like, you completely suck. You're gonna cut your daughter off personally and financially because it doesn't suit you and your way of life, and you're gonna try to make her like divorce her current husband and marry her prearranged, whatever his name was, lawyer boy. You suck.
Okay.
Also, because you're a vampire. Felicity, I mean, I get you're going through a pregnancy scare, but also you cheated with Noel, and like you're lying to everyone and you're getting really good at it, and you put menthol in some girl's bikini even though she was stupid enough to put it on. That's on her. I mean, no, like you are also the worst. Noel, I think I've been very clear about the worst. And Denise, who we called the bitch throughout this entire thing, clearly also the worst. So I don't know. If you have so many worsts, is there a worst?
Yeah. I mean, and if they're the worst in a forest, do the worsts make a noise? You guys know where I was headed with that, right?
Yeah.
um, Walter, Felicity, Noel, Denise, you're the worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe worst is kind of losing its meaning at this point.
Yeah, at that point, it's just a superlative that stops being a superlative.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Fish, it's time to get to our favorite segment.
Yay.
After you listen to this tape, you have to erase it. We have, you know what? Every time at Jackazip contacts us, it's only gold. That's it.
Amazing.
Remember, Fish, in episode 1 of this season when that woman was just goofily like smiling during a Javier and Elena fight scene in Dean and DeLuca?
I mean, I remember you saying there was a
Background
woman
extra.
sitting down, and you were like, she's making the most of this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At Checkazip says, I'm pretty sure the woman in Dean and DeLuca who smiles at Javier while Elena's having a fit about her dress is Almondina, Javier's cousin who made the dress. He puts the dress on her table when Elena starts going off on him, and that's why he tells her, it's okay. She liked it after Elena storms out. I think there might even be a confirmation that it is, in fact, her in the audio commentary for this episode on the DVD.
Oh.
Jackazip.
Wow.
Coming in with the knowledge.
Not just an extra, a named character.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know, but I like the theory. I think if that is, in fact, what happened there, they probably should have given that actress a note to not be smiling so much when Elena was obviously red hot angry. But again, you know, this woman had a good day. Being on the show, being prominently placed in a scene. It's good stuff.
Love it. Thank you.
Man. What an interesting interpretation of that. Turns out Almondina might have gotten an appearance on the show, not just named.
Love it.
Fun stuff. So that's the big reveal. Pound for pound. Always good tips from at Jackazip. And honestly, at Jackazip, just because it needs to be said again, how you found the Sony, what is it, KP5010 or whatever that was, I will never understand what process you went through to find out what TV set Ben got for the apartment in the christening. What search terms did you plug in? I'm still just astonished by the research skills. Unbelievable. Anyway.
Amazing.
That's that.
Amazing.
Yeah. Fish, it's time for us to rate this episode.
Well, I wanted to bring up one more, which I know you've already talked about. But I remember you asking, I think in season 1, what everybody's favorite Sean inventions were.
Oh, yeah.
And someone said...
I think it was Todd _ Mulcahy.
Wow.
Sleep
mask, alarm clock.
Mm-hmm. It's your face going off. This is
your face going off.
Yeah.
I mean, remember it.
Sean has had some really notable inventions. I don't know that this particular one ever gets named again, but
I'll never forget it.
That's the thing. It's actually a really funny idea, and his delivery of it is beautiful. Perfect. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah. It's quality.
All right, Fish. Well, it's time for us to rate the episode. So who should go first here? Who do you think?
You know what? You always ask me who should go first. This time, I would like to ask you, Melissa. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
You.
All right, then. I'll go first.
Great.
There were many things that were inconsistent, that were disturbing, that didn't feel like the characters themselves, didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But the thing is, I loved it.
Oh,
anyway. I don't know why. I mean, everything from surprise, it's Monica, singing the beautiful Whitney Houston song, to the urban cowboy outfits, to Noel getting a job and Mr. Norman coming back. Just the whole Schrogert of it all. It made no sense, and I don't care. I still just really love this episode. So I'm giving it a 9. I'm
wow.
giving it 9 glubs out of 10. I would watch this over and over. So top that, Optimist.
Okay. I've been debating a little bit about this one. So I think what I'm going to do with this, the unit of measurement is going to be sleep mask alarm clocks, of
Perfect.
course,
Yes,
because
has to be.
what else do you do for this?
Yeah.
I am giving this one 4.5 out of 10 sleep mask alarm clocks. Um, this is almost exactly middle of the road for me, except a little less. The stuff I the stuff I don't like, I just really don't like. I think there's a lot of weak parts of this episode. I think there's weak writing. I think there's weak reasoning. I think there's weak choices, uh, all from a writing standpoint. Um, I am getting a little frustrated with the lifelessness of Felicity. And I think, there is a point to that. If she's feeling lost, maybe there's a depression that's happening, maybe there's a numbness that's happening. So maybe we're not going to see a particularly animated Felicity, but this is a television show and we're trying to watch it. So at a certain point, I feel like I need something interesting to be happening here. And the things that they chose to make interesting in this episode, in a lot of cases, I don't think were that well written. But there were things that really lift up this episode for me. One of which is everything Bob Clendenin did. Mr. Norman, I loved it so much that he was just like, "You're the guy. I've got a box here that I've been waiting for a guy like you to show up in my office. I don't know why you're here. You're not even a student. I never could have believed that somebody who wasn't a student would come to me for guidance. And yet here you are, and you're my replacement. Bye." I absolutely love that. I love that he's like frantically packing up his office while he's trying to hand over his job. I love Ben's face when he finds
Yes.
out that Felicity's going to be in a beauty pageant. I love the sleep mask alarm clock of it all. Those moments are strong enough for me to lift it to an almost middle of the road. But yeah, 4.5 out of 10 for me at the end of the day. Just not super strong. And we were able to even quickly off the top of our heads think of some rewrites to some speeches that make a heck of a lot more sense than the ones they gave us.
The thing is, like, I can't argue with anything you're saying. You're completely right on all of these points. And yet, from a purely, like, how much did I enjoy it and would I watch it again perspective? Absolutely. I mean, it's a beauty pageant where they're singing and dancing to Urban Cowboy in hot pink and black cow print pants. I
Hmm.
mean, there are so many parts of this that were ridiculous, and I, there, I love it.
Bish, you know
I
what I
found
just
it highly,
realized?
highly watchable.
You know what I just realized?
What?
John Eisendrath is a writer on this show.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I thought you were going to tell me that earlier. I was like, sounds like somebody's name.
Sure is.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. He wrote the last two episodes of the last season. He was a co-writer. Well, how about that?
I mean, they do like to do that.
They sure do.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, there it is. Listeners, what did you think about this episode? Fish and I had a bigger spread than we normally have. I came in at exactly half of Fish's rating. Um,
Yeah.
where do you fall
Which
with
is
this?
very unusual.
It's very unusual. A lot of
It's,
times
I
I
think it's
skew
only
just a little higher.
happened. Yeah. I mean, something like this usually only happens during black and white standalone episodes.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, yeah, listeners, let us know what you think. Send us your feedback. Send us your Felicity fan art. Send us your research. Whatever, your thesis statements, your treatises, whatever you want to send us, send it to the melissafish@gmail.com. That's Melissa with one L, two S's, the melissafish@gmail.com. You can also be part of the conversation with lots of cool Felicity fans on our Instagram @Felicity Podcast. And if you want to know when we drop these new podcast episodes, you can find out by signing up for our newsletter. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, check your show notes. There's a link in there. And while you're at it, hey, rate and review us. That'd be fun, right? Because then more people could discover this podcast. So that's the move. Now, Fish, the next episode is called Booze. Booooz. What do you think that one's about?
What? Booz?
Booooz.
Well, you said there were Halloween themed stuff, so apparently the boo is for Halloween, and the Z is for people getting drunk. People get drunk at Halloween. That does not tell me much at all.
Okay.
Wow. I got nothing. Like people getting drunk at Halloween. I hope there's costumes. Or maybe some jack-o'-lantern carving. Perhaps somebody jumps out of a closet, scares everyone, and then pours them shots.
Okay.
Shot girl in a closet. That's my guess. Surprise.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's the prediction for Booze. Anything else you wanted to say about this one, Fish?
There were so many things wrong with it, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Listeners, I'd love to hear your feedback. Are there just episodes that make no sense that you're just like, this is fantastic?
Or do you feel like I did and you're like, this makes no sense and it's unacceptable?
Yeah. Where do you fall on the spectrum?
Yeah.
And why is Melissa taking over my job as
It's
the
true. We're kind of heading in that
why
way,
am
aren't
I?
we?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
boy.
like Ben and Felicity. We're changing places.
We might be.
Yeah.
Trevor and Lauren weren't even in this episode.
Oh, Trevor. You said Trevor earlier, and I was like, who's Trevor? And I just let it go.
The guy you love so much. The guy you can't stop talking about. Christopher Gorham. Who's Trevor? Come on.
Well, if you said Christopher Gorham, I would have known who you were talking about. I don't remember his name is Trevor.
Yeah, because why would you? Anyway.
Or that Ben had a friend. I was like, Trevor, is he like a high school friend? Or like, what is she talking about? Okay. All right. I'm back on the same page now. You're right. I enjoy Trevor, and I don't know who Lauren is.
You enjoyed. You don't even remember who Trevor is. Calling you out.
I didn't. Yeah. I did not at all remember that. But now that I do, I remember that I enjoy him.
Oh, nice. Well, all right. I guess that's it. I guess we've beaten a dead horse. I guess we might have spent more time talking about E.T. I don't know.
I mean, E.T. is a great movie. Really yeah.
Yeah. All right, Fish. Well, until next time, don't hook up with Ben while I'm gone.
E.T. phone home.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.